Okay, so we're back with part two of Sic Parvis Magna. We are picking up after having different pockets of the crew shifted out, it seems, throughout different layers of time. The crews, or the teams, I should say, that are together is the team of Commander Jahan, Lieutenant Clark, Nurse Ta'ana, and crewman Rilitha. They appear to be on the original Drake outing with under the captain Muvren. They seem to be on that style of ship. The other team comprised of Captain Knightley, Lieutenant Commander Sova, Ambassador Zarin, and Lieutenant Dmitry Sokolov. They seem to be on a NX class ship of some sorts, but it is heavily damaged and in poor upkeep. And you encountered two security officers that were displaying signs of some sort of perhaps disease or infection or mind altering substance of some nature, some sort of issue going on there. And then the last team consisted of Commander Tharhat, Dr. House, Kylus, and Ensign Lunak. This team was aboard the Drake in February 11th, 2195. So, about a little over 20 years in the future. And you came across the hallway that had been covered with kind of like weird tendril root material and these green, glowing, kind of shimmering orb type material. The one consistency between all of the teams, the crews, is that you all have a shimmering, sort of hazy double image effect on each of you. Each individual has that. When you have used your hand scanners to get any information, you get some information, but you get primarily more in depth readings of yourself. Whoever's using it gets much more intensive readings of their own being. So it seems like the scans are getting out, but it's much more localized to the hand scanner. And thirdly, when anybody has tried to physically interact with something in their area, it has taken great intense effort and strength to make like a fraction of a difference in the area that they are. And the Drake itself was hit with some sort of temporal disturbance. Arhat sensed it, House sensed it, Sova, Arhat, and Kylus all saw it happen. They saw it on the bridge, and Sova saw it on a monitor down in his corridor. And Clark and Sova were having a back and forth through comms. So that's generally where we had left you guys. You guys had all kind of in your own areas and your own things, like going your own direction. We're all trying to like figure out what was going on. We had left you with a head scratcher for all of you, where we concluded with a different version of Dr. House closing the medbay doors on Lieutenant Commander Sova and Ambassador Zarin. That's where we ended last week. But instead of picking up right then and there, we're going to pick up with Team 3. We're going to pick up with Arhat, House, Kylus, and Ensign Lunak. So Kylus had just started to head to Knightley's quarters, assuming that this was Deck 5. Didn't want to take the turbo lift, was just looking for her quarters. Arhat assumed that the turbo lift didn't work and was following Kylus, and House and Lunak were doing the same. So as you're walking, you're seeing a lot of the same. So if you reference that image on Discord, you're just seeing a lot of like normal Drake looking material, normal panels, normal doors, lights, things of that nature. But every so often, it's intermixed heavily like that, where it has these like root like tendrils and these like shimmering, glowing green nodules like on these tendril root things. That's what you're seeing as even as you progress through multiple hallways. It's not spanning the entire ship. It's not like the entire hallway is like that or the corridor, but every so often there are stations that have similar setups where it seems like these things are tied into the ship.
All right, so how close are we to Knightley's quarters then?
Well, let's have you roll con, reason, difficulty 2.
I got two successes.
Perfect. So you can tell that in the next like upcoming like bypass corridor, like a corridor that's coming up to it. If you just take a couple turns, like you're going to be right to where her quarters are.
All right. So approach her quarters and try and knock her, hail or whatever you like.
Okay, so you go to like knock on it.
Hmm.
Okay, so now you round the corner to go down. Do you our house? Do you guys follow him down that corridor, or do you go somewhere else?
Yeah, I'll follow him.
I would keep an eye on him, but I'd also see if I can figure out if there's some type of pattern. Like, there are certain areas that are affected, other areas aren't. The areas that are affected, is that a similar, like, is there a connection between the different
Okay,
sections that are affected?
so roll engineering insight difficulty 2.
I need a 10.
There you go.
I got a 7
Okay.
and a 14. One success.
So, just generally looking at it, you can tell that there is some sort of a pattern there, but what exactly these weird things are doing for the ship, you don't know. You can kind of put together that it's purposeful, let's put it that way.
Hmm.
Okay. So the gang follows you, Kylos. You press the door chime. It goes off. Doo doo. Nothing happens.
That's
You don't hear anything and nothing happens.
okay. So I'm like, what the heck? So I guess I have them following like right behind me, right?
Yeah, they're probably like by the time you're waiting, they've probably caught up with you.
Okay. So I would probably turn to them and say, this is odd. Something's off. I don't know what to take this, but we should probably try and find our captain.
So roll command insight difficulty. I'll just say 0. Andrew, are we how much momentum you guys got?
We have 4.
So yeah, whoever wants to roll command insight can be any of you standing there.
I got 10. Somebody got better than that?
Mine's a 13.
All right.
Okay.
Do it.
14 and a 3.
So
One success, right?
you have history, right?
I do have history.
Okay, I'll give you history. So that'll be 2 momentum. So as Kylus is turning to Arhat and Ensign Lunak and like expressing his like displeasure and disgruntledness of not wanting to find her and also not be killed, House his eye drifts down towards the lower part where the door handle is, and then you, Kylus, see him like gesturing and pointing at it, and then all 4 of you look at what he's pointing at, and what he sees is on the door it says Captain Ashrev Tharhat.
Mm.
Dun dun dun. So Arhat is the captain and he's with us.
That's true.
So I look over at Arhat and I say, Captain?
I would look at the label saying Captain Arhat and go, something is very wrong around here.
Let's continue down the hallway, I guess.
Okay, you just gonna walk kind of like aimlessly, or are you going to somewhere specific?
What would you think, Arhat? Would you want to go to like engineering, someplace where
I ignore them and go in the captain's room.
Oh,
Oh, you have to.
all right.
You'd have to bypass it, or
No, I would just express to Tharhat that we should go check this room out, see if we can
Okay.
find any information on datapad or anything inside the room.
Okay.
I would punch in a code that I would most likely use.
So you look at the door and you punch in like a really common number that you've done.
Password
And
1.
the door doesn't unlock.
Password 2. Password 3. 1, 2, 3.
So
If you roll command insight difficulty 1, we can see if we can figure it out.
I got 1.
Okay.
I came really close to 20. I'm looking down at a 19. I'm like,
Oh,
that was
no.
really close.
So you take a second and then you punch in a secondary password that like you don't typically use unless you really want nobody to access this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a deep password.
Yeah.
And the door opens immediately.
And I realize that something is definitely going on here. For me to use that, keep it secret.
It's basically like the password that like you don't put down on any of like Starfleet doesn't have access to that password.
Yep.
So the door opens, and from the door you can see that It's heavily used, and it's a very lived in quarters, but it doesn't quite look exactly how you would expect it to, but you can only see so much from the hallway.
Right. Is there anything stopping us from going in?
No, no, it's fully open. There's nothing or nobody in there. So both you, Kylus, and you, Arhat, when you guys were pressing the buttons on the corridor wall, you noticed that it was more easier to interact with the buttons. It wasn't quite as like jelly like. It was more like marshmallow like.
Is the hallway around filled with the roots and green stuff, or is this hallway
There is some at the top of the hallway when you turned in, and there is a little down the hallway, but there's nothing around the door that you're standing at.
Okay. Shall we enter our head?
I think we should go in and take a
Orders.
quick look around.
I just want to do a generic medical scan of the room when we walk in.
Okay, so you all walk in, and the bed is not made. There's like pads all over the place. There's big, like a big giant like screen on the table where it looks like it's like a big monitor that's like kind of like the like in Star Wars where they have like that glass where it's like, and then there's like the drawings are on the glass kind of a thing. And there's all of these like Starfleet symbols on it. And then it has like arrows, and then it has like other symbols. And then it has like red X's through certain symbols and through certain Starfleet symbols. And then on the other parts of the wall, it's like there's all of these different tools are on like a table, like a bench kind of thing, and they're a wide variety of what they are. They're not like anything right off the top of your head that you would immediately know what they're for. They're not obvious. And then the thing that you notice immediately, Arhat, is that there are no real personal effects in here. There's no pictures of family. There's no like books or anything that like you did. Like now you have on the Drake, like you might have a hobby thing, or some music or something like that. None of that is in here. And now House wants to roll medicine, insight, difficulty 1. It's not that challenging.
15 and 2.
19 and 2?
15.
So 2. I could give you history again, but
I also have triage.
that's possible. I think I'll give it to you either way because you have enough. There's enough loose things there to give you. So you're at max. So this will just, you can put it into something if you want something specific out of it. You'll get like a free question kind of thing.
Okay.
At the medical examination, you immediately know from looking at the room that like this person, whoever stays in here, like one doesn't frequent this area that much, and they're at like high stress. Like it is a place that clearly gives from your psychiatric training, like this person has like high cortisol, high blood pressure. They are not doing well mentally. Like they are hyperfixating on things and not doing well. You also can tell from the tools on the bench that they seem to be prosthetic tools to perhaps maybe for hygiene, maybe to alternate things. You're not 100% sure, but you can tell that they're like tools to help with a prosthetic.
Interesting.
I will definitely go over to the are we walking in now?
Yeah, you're fully like you're in the room and
Yeah.
you're like next to his bed and there's like all the
So-
stuff is around you. Yeah.
Okay. So
Or-
I walk straight to where all the tools are. I'm examining those mainly to see if I can make a weapon out of anything, or just see if there's any.
Certainly there are things there that are shaped like a screwdriver or shaped like a small like mallet. So you easily could grab. You could try to grab and see if you can do something with it.
While
With that,
he's checking out the tools, I would see if I can grab some of the tablets that are laying around, see if I can get any information from them and or interact with them in any way.
Okay, so roll fitness con. That'll be fun. Give me a 1 on that.
With my free question, can you just tell me if there's any blood anywhere?
You can kind of see in the open bathroom door that there are like towels that have blue blood, like dark blue blood on it.
I got 3.
Number 3 or 3 successes?
3 successes.
Look at that.
I rolled a 1 and a 10. I needed 11.
So yeah,
Momentum's full too.
and momentum's full. So you just like when you reach out for it, all of a sudden you notice it, you grab onto the pad and you touch it. You are fully holding the pad in your hand. You can feel it. You can feel all the texture on it. You immediately get the smell of like unpleasant, like body odor and unclean room. And you can also hear the hum of the Drake.
He's starting to believe.
So that's immediately what happens as you grab the pad. Okay, so you look at the pad and you see on some notes the word Kovalin is heavily throughout the pad. You don't know what that is. You can tell it's a proper name. It's a description for something, but without fully reading the pad, looking at it glance, you can see that this is scattered through.
I would look to House and say, have you ever heard of Kovalin?
And to your recollection, House, you're unfamiliar with
Yes,
that.
100%. I know what it
Yep.
is.
Yeah, I know.
It means
Would that be anything that would strike the Klingons' memory?
Nope. It doesn't sound familiar to you at all.
I would try and access the tablet just to see if I can figure out more information on whatever Kovalin is and possibly what happened.
So I will totally. So as he touches the pad and he's looking at it, our hat is looking at it. The three of you notice that our hat specifically doesn't have that double image shimmer around him anymore.
so. He's the only one.
The rest of you still look different.
Yeah, I assume as a doctor, I assume he's like become like blended with that time.
It's a good assumption
Sync, yeah.
with your
Right.
temporal background that it seems like he has fully entered the reality that you guys are inhabiting.
How does he see us?
He's not looking at you right now. He's looking at the pad.
Oh, okay, good.
So when you're looking at the pad there, Arhat, you see different discussions of surprisingly and probably unnervingly logs and strategy plans of the Federation, the Drake, other Federation ships engaging in battle with these Kovalans.
So while he's scanning that, I'm going to take the flathead screwdriver off the
Okay.
I'm just going to walk up and like nicely poke him.
Okay, so give me a con fitness difficulty 1.
Oh, 2 successes.
So as you go to reach for the thing that you're talking about and grab it, the second you go to reach for it, like everything pops and you can feel like the temperature of the room on you and you feel like a wash of like nausea over you. And then you can turn and start walking towards Arhat if you would like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you walk over to him. So you Arhat are like looking and you're seeing that your notes are talking about how the Federation has encountered some sort of alien known as the Kovalin, and it kind of seems like something is happening where maybe the ship and like the Drake and the Federation are trying to like hijack the alien technology to perhaps like overcome like how these aliens fight. Like maybe they're trying to like adapt the technology to like survive. And like so as you're kind of putting that together, you get this nice like soft jab like under your back like rib area. It's really like slight and like steady.
I would immediately turn to him and go, "What are you doing?"
So you turn and you look at him, and now you Arhat see Kyla standing there. He doesn't have the aura shimmering double image effect on him, and it's just him in the room.
Oh.
If because I turn and only see Kylus, I would look around and go, "Where did House go? And where did the ensign go?"
And I would be just as confused. I would look around too.
And so what you housed and the ensign see is now Kylus doesn't have this shimmering double image effect on him, and they're mouthing to each other, but you don't hear anything that they're saying.
Nice.
Like we're mumbling, or are we speaking a different language, or what?
It's like a TV on mute. It's like their mouths are moving, but nothing's happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we haven't heard anything this whole time, like ship noise or anything.
Nope.
I'll use my science brain
Okay.
and I'll mimic what I've seen. I'll try to like reach for something
Okay.
and just see if I pop through.
So I'll let you use science reason
Okay.
difficulty 1.
So I need a 17, so that should be pretty hard. I
Can't
got
wait till
2
you get-
successes.
Perfect. So you turn and you just simply like touch a simple object in the room, like perhaps just some things on like a shelf, just to try it. You're not necessarily touching something specific.
Yeah.
And like as you do that, like your ears kind of do like that pop when you like kind of go up and down a hill, like you do that kind of like ear pop sensation.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're flooded with like the smell of, you know, like body odor and like the ship. You can smell like the air circulating. You can hear the hum of the Drake. You can like hear Arhat and Kylus like conversating to themselves, like, I don't, he was just standing there, kind of a thing. And then there's House. And what you guys see is House all of a sudden just like, you know, like the Homer Simpson gif where he like folds into the leaves. You just see that in reverse of him like coming out of the leaves.
Right.
It's like this, like all of a sudden it's just like absolute air. There's nothing, and then all of a sudden he just like comes into existence. And you see him stand there and kind of just be like, what
I
face
say fascinating.
So let me roll for the ensign to see if he puts two and two together. You don't see the ensign appear.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And so House was near the door still?
So it was like you and House were kind of standing generally near each other. Arhat had walked over to where the pads were. You and House stayed here. You walked like over here to get the tools and then walked to Arhat. And so now House is like back where you were, kind of. He's like on the other side of the room.
I'd like to. Can I like motion?
Like-
I don't know where the ensign is, but I kind of remember where he was.
I can roll again. You want to gesture to like touch something, please? I'll do it again. But it's going to be difficulty 2 this time. So do you want him to have momentum? Another dice?
Yes.
Okay, we're spending a momentum, Andrew, for the ensign to be smart.
I just rolled 2 successes, so just you can use one of those.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. He appears to be a very stubborn Vulcan and does not want to touch anything.
Okay. Well, that was my last attempt to save his life.
We're going to jump to another team. What do you guys want to do here before we jump?
One thing I would want to read on the tablet is to see how the war started, see if that information is there. Like, were we attacked or did we do something stupid?
Okay.
Definitely us.
Probably.
So you kind of like go into like the search of a database and like type in Kavalan and try to like read history. And the first interaction that Starfleet had with them was with Captain Archer. And it was like a massively overpowered ship that was like hundreds of years advanced to the NX, like hundreds of years advanced to the NX technology. And they didn't say anything. They didn't talk to anybody. They didn't do anything. They didn't make any type of they made no technical contact with the race. And then decades later, the race returned and just began like annihilating Federation starships and colonies and destroying things. So they returned after the thing with Archer and then started to do what they wanted.
I would tell Tharhat because of like the code on the door was like secret for him. I would tell him like what like super secret hiding spots in your room do you normally use? Like maybe there's something in here.
I would pull out a drawer and I would put my hand underneath the drawer to see if anything is hidden underneath it.
So you push around and you feel like a part that you can like recess and click and then like pull open. And when you do that, you find like a little data strip, like a USB kind of a data thing in it. And there's like a hand note like next to it. Like a literal piece of paper that has like writing on it.
Yeah, that is something that I would do. I would first look at the hand note to see if this is something I should be messing with.
So you open it up and you look, and it's written in Andorian. It's not written in basic Starfleet. And it's a note to basically you saying, whoever finds this, like, good on you for being this thorough and checking things. And that also, like, if you got access to this room, like, clearly you're dead. Like, Arhat is dead, and you explain like your purpose, like the purpose of the Federation. It seems like a note, like a last will and testament, basically, like what to do with your body and things of that nature. But it seems to be aimed at non-Starfleet people. It doesn't seem to be aimed at like an officer, like another, like your first officer or a security officer aboard the ship. It's not like
Right.
named. It's very like broad and generic, like who it's referencing.
So I would put the paper down, fold it out, make it nice and flat, and I would read the letters down the side. I would look to see if there's a hidden pattern in the note. Not expecting to find it, but can't hurt to look.
There is a hidden pattern in it, and it's a sequence of numbers which you put together is likely how to open the data thing that you found.
So
It's like it's a number that is like relevant to one of your family members. Like it's an old shipping number, maybe perhaps the first like transport you ever dealt with. It's like the ship's registry numbers. Like it's a really like you would never guess it even if somebody knew you.
So I would see if I can open it and access the little thumb drive.
So there's like a computer there, you jam it in, you type in that code, you see up in the corner a little like red light lights and then goes off, and you can roll me a security insight. Difficulty 1 on that. Also, for everybody, when he was scrolling the pad, this is what you saw on the breakdown of the Kavalans. This is what you saw.
Oh, that's fun.
Handsome fella.
Look like one real strong punch in the stomach would be it.
If I use my computer security protocol, I will have 2 successes.
Perfect. So you take it, and you put together that alerted something. Accessing this computer has alerted the security system. You look at the material, and it is, to your surprise, your notes and your strategy, you're strategizing that it is a matter of probably 3 to 8 weeks until the Federation collapses. And it shows if the Kavalan people were to do this type of thing, like that's how they would win.
So I would try and take out the little thumb drive.
Yep.
And I would let them know that most likely we're going to have company, so we may want to go.
As our hat's doing all this, I've been like just pillaging. I'm just like opening doors. I'm just like seeing if there's anything that might be of use. I don't know if I find anything or not, but
So weirdly, mostly what you come across in most of the doors is like weird tools, really strange tools. It's a lot like what's on the bench, but they're different shapes, different sizes, different lengths. They're really strange looking tools.
anything that would stand out as like a key or nothing.
Nothing looks like exactly like a key to unlock a door. It could be like a hex thing, like you could maybe jam it and then like unlock, like almost like an Allen wrench kind of thing, where you could jam it and twist it, and then something would like decouple or something. But that's about it.
Okay. And our hat's under the understanding that we should get out of here.
He has announced that visitors may be upon you.
All right, so I would just follow his lead at that point.
So you guys are about to leave the room. We're going to cut away to Sova, Ambassador, Captain Knightley, and Lieutenant Sokolov. So you guys have just experienced, blam, the medbay doors have shut and the medbay lights have gone off. And that's where you guys were left.
Are we still double image?
When you turn and look at Knightley and the Lieutenant and Sova, everybody is double imaged like hazy.
Okay.
So I want to do experiments with the phaser, but if someone else wants to do something.
Okay. So he's going to play with the phaser. What is the captain and the ambassador doing?
So I'd ask
going to
Solo,
look at the picture.
what's going on? He's got a roll.
So I just answer, I don't know. And I go back to what I was doing.
Nice. Helpful.
Here, I'm gonna roll. Let's see. How big of a gun do I use? No. So I look at Knightley and go.
So let me pull out my scanner
Okay. Your
and
hand
just
scanner.
see what I can come up with in that way.
Okay. Is there anything specific you want to scan, or just generally the hallway?
Would Knightley be like, I mean, she's aware of like the chronoton stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean you're aware
Chronoton.
of like time travel stuff. Like you've experienced it on the Drake before. So.
Right. So
So-
okay.
So
Just
that's what I'm
scan.
saying. It's fine. I'm saying you want to scan for chronoton particles with your hand scanner.
Sure.
Okay. So that's science control difficulty 1.
I got a 5 and a 20. So one success and one complication.
So the complication will be that you can tell that you guys are affected by chronoton particles. You can't tell if there's chronoton particles outside of your vicinity. You can't tell if like where you're standing is affected, but you can tell that you yourself are.
Okay. So I would say that to the group. I would say it seems like we are experiencing some time shifts. We detect chronoton particles.
So you turn to the ambassador and say this. And as you're like saying that to the ambassador and generally the lieutenant and Sova, essentially, the three of you out of the like corner of your eye just see Sova is like standing in the corridor and he is like aiming his laser weapon like at the wall and he is like firing at the wall and then like dialing on the thing and then firing at the wall and then dialing and then firing at the wall.
Mm-hmm. So I'd say, what are you doing, Silva?
I am determining if this phaser will ever have an impact on the wall.
What are you thinking, Silva? What's going through your mind?
I'm trying to determine if we will have any impact on this space in our current condition.
What is our current condition?
That is unclear.
But you have a thought.
Clearly, we are not able to interact properly. So I am attempting to see if something of high power will cut through.
Perhaps we're in a different dimension.
Roll security control and your difficulty 3.
I'm gonna buy a dice. Ooh, I
320.
got one success and a complication.
So as he's talking to you, he's like ratcheting. You see him like ratchet the laser weapon all the way up to maximum, and he shoots, and all you see is like the actual laser weapon like glow hot red, and then you watch him drop it onto the ground.
But it doesn't have any. It doesn't affect the.
And I will say that as it hits the ground, the laser weapon doesn't have like a shimmering double image effect on it.
So I'll try to. Is it cool now or?
It's still glowing very brightly red.
Okay, so I'll give it a minute to cool down.
So I would say, okay, so something is wrong with not just us, but our atmosphere.
And so as you're standing there, like you're all standing there, like discussing what's going on, and Sova's staring at the ground like a dog waiting to eat the food. The two security officers that you had seen, Linster, and I forgot the other one I mentioned, but Linster, those two security officers approach, like literally come up onto where the phaser is. And they're like touching the phaser and like clearly burning their hands.
Okay.
But they don't see us.
They're not reacting to anybody standing in the corridor.
So I want to like brush my hand over the phaser, like above it, to see if it like enters their line of sight.
Nothing happens. They just keep like trying to grab it, and then they like let go of it. They like, and then they let go of it. But you can tell like they're holding on to it too long till it burns them, and then they let go of it. And it keeps like dropping.
I kick it a little bit with my foot to like keep it
There
away.
you go. Yeah.
So you gesture with your foot out and just roll con fitness 1.
And okay. 2 and an 8. 2 successes.
So you slightly tap it, or are you like fully kicking it?
I'm tapping enough to try to move it away from them, to try to
like move it away from you guys and like just try to like shoo it down a little bit away.
Right.
So you go, and instead of having like this really intense like effort like you had to do with the door to the med bay to open, you notice that it doesn't slide as far as you would assume that the type of interaction that you gave to it.
Okay.
Like it almost had more weight to it than it really should have.
Right. Okay.
So it kind of get the impression that you did have more of an interaction with it, but nothing really complete. And the two officers stay with it. And they just keep messing with it.
Really interesting. So that kind of leads you to believe that something in the energy of the energy weapon connects to that realm or whatever.
But we see it and they can see it. So it's like it's in between. It's almost like it's in between.
It's in between dimensions or realms or whatever we're calling them.
Yeah, because we can interact with it. They're interacting with it, but they can't see us. So we're a little bit far beyond whatever this dimension that we're.
So I'm wondering if we were to like scan the air, like is the gravity more or less than it should be, or whatever sciencey things that would affect how things move in a space.
Roll science control.
Okay.
Difficulty 1. While she rolls that, what is Sova doing? Is he just watching them fuss with the laser weapon? You think about it, Andrew, and then I'm going to ask Adri. So what did you get, Adri?
2 successes.
Okay. So you scan, and you can totally tell that, like, by looking at the ambassador, the lieutenant, Sova, and yourself, because you can, when you look down at your thing, you can see your arm and your hand, that you guys have this weird shimmering double effect. You are clearly being affected by some sort of temporal issue. When you scan beyond it, you're getting that you're on an NX class ship. You can get the biosignatures of these two officers. Generally, you can tell that like it's a female human. Nothing really depth, like really interesting, like nothing of great value to it. But you can get like a biosignature. And you can get that there's like biomatter in general, like on the walls, on the floors, on the ceilings, on the doors. It doesn't seem like, though, this temporal issue that you and your crewmates are experiencing is happening on this NX class ship. You're not getting that type of like radiation particle reading from the physical ship, only from your crewmates and yourself.
Interesting.
Has my symbiont ever come across anything like this?
You can spend 2 momentum, and I can let your symbiont be.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
so
do that.
that's my perspective.
That sounds great.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll just say that like one of your really early hosts has came across like a weird temporal abnormality in their travels, and you put together very quickly that like you are basically like somehow like time hopping, like you've somehow been transplanted from your normal existence in the normal time stream of where you were in the Drake, and you've moved on to some other time existence. What's happening, you're not familiar with, but you know that like
Right.
you've basically pulled a Back to the Future where you're now on a different timeline.
So I think Knightley wants to go up to that door that just shut and bang on it and yell house.
Okay, so now Sylvia, you answer me what you're doing. She walks over to the med bay door. What is Sylvia doing?
I would like to try to mess with because isn't there a wall panel comms?
Yeah, like out in the corridor, there's one by the med bay. Yeah.
I would like to try to mess with that one. Because even though I doubt I'll be able to communicate, maybe I can take it apart and send like sounds through it or something.
Okay, so at the same time, you Knightley are banging on the door, and you Sova are at this wall panel, like mashing all these different buttons on the thing, trying to like make any type of reaction. So both of you will roll con fitness 1.
I did not get a single. Wait, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, no successes.
Does athletics come into this at all?
Yeah, because you're trying to like mash. You're trying to like push with force.
Then I got 2 successes.
So you're pressing the button, and you're noticing that you're actually getting like a lot more traction on the button than like normal. And you're starting to see like on it, it is like imperceptible, but to a Vulcan eye, you can see that there is some power going to the button. It is lighting up, but it's like imperceptible almost. And you Knightley, as you're banging and you're yelling, house, house, like the gang here is like, you see like the ambassador and the lieutenant are like looking at you and like looking to see what happens with the thing, but you're getting nothing's happening on the other side of the door.
Okay. So here's my thought. So I guess I'll say this is Knightley. If we're stuck in some sort of time warp situation, perhaps a way to get out of it would be to get to the bridge and to physically like try to leave this sector. If this like sector that we're in has like a lot of chronoton stuff in it, you know, like basically we're at the Bermuda Triangle of outer space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So your thought is basically like, okay, we're affected by some sort of chronoton thing. I don't understand what's happening here, but if I can get to the bridge, we could perhaps try to move this NX class ship out of this area and see if like we can return to our place or change something or anything.
Also, even are we even in the same sector that we were? Like, where even are we? Actually, would be a good thing to know.
Totally understand. Yep. So that's where you want to do. You want to head generally to where like you think the bridge is.
Yeah.
Can I get my phaser?
Survival is always good.
You reach for your phaser.
Yeah.
So it's no longer hot, like it's no longer any color. You can tell that it is like significantly warped, though.
Right.
And you reach for the phaser. So as you're reaching for it, one of the officer picks it up, looks at it, and then just kind of like, yeah, and drops it on the ground.
Okay.
And now you're going to roll con fitness difficulty 2.
I'm gonna buy an extra dice. Does that have to do with athletics or?
Yeah, because you're trying to again do like you're trying to use your strength to grab it.
No, I did not succeed at all.
Okay.
I got a 16, 17, and an 18.
So you reach out for it to grab it, and you are touching it. You can feel like you are making a thing, and you are like dragging it, but you're not fully able to like grip it. It's almost like you're grabbing like Play-Doh.
That's really interesting.
Like you are grabbing, like you are able to manipulate it, but you're not getting like a solid hold on it. And every time you like grab it and like loosely move it, the officers return to that and grab it out of your loose hands and like look at it and then drop it on the ground. And then they start walking away, like shuffling away. They're just kind of like stumbling, shuffling away.
That's weird. That's almost more suspicious than anything else.
I will take a chance to be who I'm meant to be. I won't let fear keep me from trying. It's time for me to make a change, to start living the life I want. I'm gonna reach for the sky, way up high. I'm never giving up. It's up to me to see who I can be, make dreams reality. I'm never giving up. 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 I'm never giving up.
So Knightley, the ambassador, and the lieutenant are going down the corridor, and you guys are starting to walk towards, like, trying to make your way to the bridge.
Yeah.
What is Sova doing?
Let me think. He'll follow.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I would like to, as a group, make our way to the bridge,
Okay.
but we are on red alert as a team because I don't know, it doesn't appear that we can interact with whatever's happening, but like if there are zombies, I want to be able to I want to be alert. So let's try and make our way to the bridge.
So you go down the corridor. That's like of where the med bay, all 4 of you are walking, and you round the bend to where you would naturally go to like a turbo lift to the bridge. And in the hallway, any one of you can roll command insight difficulty 1. And it doesn't matter. Any of you can choose to roll. Doesn't matter.
My command and insight is 13.
Yeah, I'm 13 on that too.
What are you, Silva?
My number's a 13, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can roll. Go ahead.
All right. I got 1 success.
Okay.
So you round, and glaring to Sova, very, very glaring, is his body.
My body.
Sova's body.
Okay.
With multiple Klingon blades in his back. He's like stomach down. He is like
Nice.
completely sprawled out. There is green biomatter everywhere. And on what he is on top of is a familiar Klingon armor.
No.
But his face are unrecognizable, as if it has been pummeled. And you loosely probably put together that might be Captain Gowry.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Wow.
And as you look, it's like that corridor that's leading to the bridge is like way more disheveled and damaged and ripped up than it was in the other corridor, and there are multiple like slain Klingon bodies.
Well, as disturbing as this is, I do think we should trek forward.
Before we go, can I pick up a knife?
You want to reach for a Klingon blade in your opposite's back?
Yes.
All right, roll
Nice sofa.
con fitness difficulty 2.
He's gonna have so much to talk about in therapy.
That's true.
Nothing at all. He'll mention nothing.
I'll say you're still wasting my time.
If I must.
Nope, I did
If
not.
I must.
So you actually, did you get 1 success? I should have made it difficulty 1. Okay. So you grip onto it, and you move it out of Sova's body, but you don't like hold on to it.
Okay.
You pull it out, but it doesn't like stay in your possession. And
That's
as
so
it
weird.
fumbles and smacks to the ground, the 2 security officers run over to the blade, and they pick up the blade, and they start stabbing the body on the ground.
Oh my god.
And then let go of the blade and keep walking down the hallway.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
I like
So
this, Will.
So you keep walking to the
That's just
cord.
how
Just
Thar had
like
trained
that.
him, honestly.
What's that?
I
Something
think
about
that's just how Thar had trained him.
So you progress to the turbo lift that would go like straight to the bridge, because that's like the turbo lift anybody would take to come from the bridge to the med bay. It's like a direct route.
yeah.
And you go over to the panel, and who wants to push the button and roll
Here's the
con
thing.
fitness 1?
Here's the thing. I don't know that I want to take the turbo lift.
Okay. What would you
It
like to
seems
do?
a little terrifying. Can we crawl through like the Jeffrey tubes and
You
such?
can take a couple side steps over, and there's like a access panel that you would pull off the wall and then go in.
Question is, can we actually interact with the access panels?
Somebody can go over to it and roll con fitness 1.
Because we'd have to roll for every panel.
All right. Well, why don't 2 of us try for the panels and the other 2 will try for the turbo lift?
I'll try.
Who is
Okay.
You're doing turbo lift, Ambassador?
Yeah.
Who's doing the panel?
Have Sova do the panel.
All right, both of you, both Eric and Andrew, are going to roll con fitness 1.
Finally,
2.
I got 3 successes.
Nice.
No
3.
success.
I got
No
3
successes for Eric. Okay, so you, Eric, you can you feel it. It's almost like you're pressing like some sort of like pie, like a filling. You can feel like you're making some sort of progress, but like nothing's happening. You, Sova, the second you grab like the part to like pinch to like lift up the panel, it's like instantaneously you have a wash of nausea, and you are almost knocked onto your butt, like how foul it smells in this corridor. And
Oh no.
the panel in your hand is like, it's like butter. It's like super light. It just comes like right off the wall, like almost like you just tear it off the wall, like it's
Oh
like a sheet of
god.
paper.
Is he in their dimension now?
And
Oh
you
no.
hear nothing. You just hear like moaning and like shuffling and stuff.
No. No.
And it smells terrible,
Oh.
and it's incredibly cold in the hallway.
Oh, Sova, I'm so
The
sorry.
temperature.
Bye.
And to you, nightly, all of a sudden, Sova's like aura shimmering thing just is completely off of him, and he's standing there with the thing in his hand. So, what would you like to do, Sova?
This is horrifying.
This is apps. I'm so sorry.
So I would like to do a scan to see what's changed.
So you reach out and you start poking your hand scanner
Mhm.
and roll science control difficulty 1.
He's just in this quiet hallway. He's just beep boop beep boop beep boop. Beep, boop, beep.
Yeah. Be
Got 2
quiet,
successes.
Sova.
You get 2
So-
successes.
We're now max on momentum again.
Okay, so Andrew,
Yes.
ask me 3 questions and I will answer you what you want to know.
All right. So first thing I'm going to scan is like what's going on with the chronotons around me, because
Okay.
something's obviously changed with me. So
Okay, yep. That's the first. You want me to answer that, or you want to ask all the questions?
we'll start with that one.
So the hand scanner shows no chronoton particles whatsoever anywhere.
Oh,
you can get you can kind of get like maybe there's something, but like you don't get anything substantial.
Okay. Second thing is I would like to check the biosigns in the area.
You're trying to do like a broad bioscan?
Yeah, just to see like basically the main thing is life signs, but can I see like is there anything weird with the life signs too?
So when you scan, you get like 60 something, 62 biosigns scattered throughout the NX vessel.
Okay.
Live by it, like they're alive or dead?
Like bioactive biosignatures.
Okay.
But I don't see anything around me, right?
Around you?
Because I was just thinking, because they're still standing behind me, so
I mean, you see the security officer's bio signatures.
I
You
meant like
see,
Knightley and
He doesn't detect us, is what
you
he's
do not
asking.
detect your team.
yeah. That's what I figured, but I just want to make sure that it's like I'm in the hallway and then I see like 60 something elsewhere. There's nothing around me.
Well, there are biosignatures around you.
So what are the biosignatures around me?
You have a few humans and a few Andorians are nearby.
Okay. So I would like to use momentum to get more info.
Okay.
So do I see what type of condition they're in? Like are they sick? Are they healthy? Are they weak? Are they
You can tell that like 98% of the scans that you're reading are not showing regular healthy biosignatures.
so none of them are showing healthy, you're saying?
Almost all of them are not. Some of them are.
Okay. Where are the ones that are showing healthy?
Behind you in the med bay.
So that's the only place that there's healthy. Okay.
That you're seeing.
That I'm saying. Gotcha.
Okay. So as you're scanning there and you are just like with your Vulcan mind just like consuming as much information from the hand scanner as possible, you hear and look to your right the two officers that were mangling your other body
Okay.
are running at full sprint directly at you.
Okay.
So like, get out of there.
And we cut to the Clark, Jahan, Ta'ana team, and you guys were headed to the science lab aboard the Drake of old.
Oh.
So, in a few minute walk, you get to the science lab, and you have to kind of wait for somebody to come in and out of the lab for the doors to activate. And so then you just like walk in when somebody else is like coming in or going out, and you enter the science lab.
What's my goal in here and what am I looking for?
Well, you loosely know from Sova that like you clearly are in some sort of fringe time thing. It was suggested maybe to go here to just like figure out perhaps like how to get out of here. Like use the computers in the science lab to like do something.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Clark is definitely more interested in what happened to the Drake in this timeline. Because I remember what day it is. It's literally like the day before or the day of the
day
Drake's,
of the same day.
Yeah.
Same
day. Perfect. All right, let's use the computers and we'll scan. I want to see kind of like vaguely what's going on the ship.
So you go over to one of the computer monitors to like access it and roll con fitness difficulty 2.
What's our momentum situation at?
It's a 5 right now.
Okay, I'll use 1. 18 and 17. So 2 successes.
Okay, so you go over and you start pushing it, and you're able to access it, but it is taking you like a little bit of effort to like actually manipulate the screen. But you are getting like as you're touching the screen, it like you are interacting with it, but it's like kind of arduous. It's very irritating and not fun. Like you're not doing it quick as you would do it like normally on the Drake. So what do you want to do while you're poking around? You want to know, like, look at engineering?
Just a ship status.
So you just pull up like a ship status screen, which is like really easy to bring up. It's only a few button pushes and everything is A-okay. The Drake is running beautifully.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think. So does that computer tell me like how far away we are from the test of the Warp 7?
Well, you know what? Roll engineering reason.
All right.
Difficulty 1, because it's not a hard thing for you.
I rolled a 13 and a 18.
Yeah, so you made it. So 1 momentum. Not 1 momentum. One.
Success.
Yeah. So you can tell that it's still in like they're still doing diagnostic mode, but you can tell that they're nearing the end of like a complete diagnostic. Like they're nearing the end of all of their testing.
Like pre-flight check, they're about to go. Yeah. Great. So I have to stop this immediately. Yeah, I still don't know your game. I don't know if we need to stop what's happening to exit this time loop or if we need to let it happen as history intended to exit the time loop. I can't really stop anything from here. I'd have to go to engineering, that's where I wanted to go to begin with.
Okay. So Rilitha is like over, he's at like a different thing, and he's just like looking at things. He's trying to like see if he can put anything together. He's not really touching anything. He's just kind of like looking over things. And Jahan is like just standing over your shoulder and just like watching you look at the monitor, and he's not saying anything. He's just looking at what you're looking at.
Well, I reiterate to him that, like, hey, so this is the pre-test before the actual Warp 7. So you know what happens when they engage Warp 7.
Yeah. Well, we definitely need to get off the Drake then.
Yeah, or we need to stop it.
I mean, our academy training tells us not to interfere with the past if we're in any of these situations. Do you have any idea of how we can leave, or do you think we can do something from here in the lab to somehow affect like any ejection out of this existence back to our normal timeline?
I don't know. I don't have enough data about what this time phase we're stuck in, but like there has to be a reason that you and I both are here at this specific day. Are we still in our little shield thingies?
Everybody still has shimmers around them. Yep. Double
Nice.
image.
What's in the sign? What's in here that's like important for like the checking? Like if I were to destroy a computer or something to stall,
Okay.
what could I do?
But from the science lab, you could try to access the computer and like, mess with like life support or like temperature controls or
I want to use my robot hand to just pierce straight through a computer system. That's what I want to do.
just like take your robot hand and just like Kali Ma the computer system.
Okay, exactly. Just rip out the cords. But I want to make sure that it's something important that
okay. That's fair. You go over
that can be fixed, but it's going to delay the testing.
So you go over to a station that has like you can see it's like a critical science experiment that's like actively.
It says warning, do not pierce with hand.
No, it just says it's like basically like they're clearly running like an experiment on something like pertaining to the warp thing. Like perhaps they're trying to make sure that like accelerating to warp 7 isn't going to hurt like organic life. Like they're running like an experiment. So you want to pierce that?
I do. Yeah, I want to just jam my hand right into it.
So you can roll con fitness 1.
I rolled 2 successes on that.
Wow, so that's 1 momentum. So you wind up, and as your arm is like swinging forward, you feel like a hand like graze your shoulder, like to pull, and then all of a sudden you just get like this wave of nausea, and your hand just fully like bisects into the monitor that has like the project, and you hear like metal and glass and a whole bunch of stuff like shatter, and all of a sudden you get like this influx of like clean air, like nice, like refreshing, like, and you can hear the hum of the Drake, and you just listen to all these like parts like scatter across like the table and the wall and the floor, and you don't feel the tug on your shoulder anymore.
Love it.
Maybe a fully burning electronics.
Yeah. And within like 10 seconds, you can hear out in the hallway like a klaxon, like a red alert klaxon is going off.
There's anybody in the room?
No, there's nobody in the room when you do that.
Okay. So my uniform is pretty close to what they're wearing.
It's close, but it's not. It's enough.
Not exact.
It's not exact.
It's not a boiler suit. And there's nothing I can do to quickly.
I can, if you spend 2 momentum, I can have like a science locker in here.
No, that's fine. I'll take off my like flight jacket.
Okay.
And then I'll like tie it around my waist like they sometimes do. So I'm just wearing like a tank top.
Yeah. Okay.
And then and the flight jacket is like tied down, so it looks like it is a full boiler suit.
And it's just like really just your like
pants
ankles and stuff. Yeah. Like really your ankles and like the tops of your knees are showing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like the pants are still black, but it just kind of looks like
it's covered.
Dirty.
It's covered, right? Okay. Yeah. So you just glaring mechanical arm,
and I leave the room.
Okay. So you start to like start to make your way through the science lab and like out to the corridors where you're going.
Yes.
Okay. So you get to the science bay door and immediately opens, and you can hear like commotion in the hallway. You can hear like people like shouting in the hallway.
Good. I want to walk towards engineering, like walk past everybody towards engineering.
Okay. So you start to walk, and within probably like 10 paces, you have a Drake officer stops and looks at you and is like, "Officer? Like, who are you?"
I'm an ensign engineer. I'm still learning my way around the ship, and I'm like still like dirty from working, but I'm trying see Chief Officer John. So I just tell him I just tell him I make up some
Yeah.
wild thing about you working on something getting dirty, and then John kind of like reaming me out, and then I was looking for my locker, and
Yeah, you sell them the story. So it's command presence difficulty 1.
5 and a 16, so 1.
So they just kind of look at you and they're like, I mean, no offense, Ensign. I thought a person with a mechanical prosthesis would be memorable, but I guess I don't know everybody on our test flight crew. So yeah, you know how to get to engineering to see Chief Jahan?
And I kind of point vaguely. I'm like, it's down this hall to the
Left.
left. Got it. That's right. Thank you.
Okay, you don't need like an escort or anything, right?
No, I should be good. I'm just still learning port and aft.
So maybe I gotcha.
So I thought,
my
I
first.
thought it was a right, but I was turned the other direction, and it's actually a left. So
Well, Chief Jahan is a pretty easygoing guy, so I think I think you'll be all right.
and I say, yeah, he is.
And so as you're like having this conversation, you hear like officers like behind you going into like the science lab, and they're like, "Who's in here? What's going on?"
I'm
And
like,
you
oh man, I'd hate to be that guy. And I continue down the hallway.
And so you continue down the hallway because you're on the same level as the engineering lower section.
I'm hoping that my crew is like following me in the other realm like, to where I'm going, but that's up to them.
So what you see, Taana, is you see Clark. He goes over to he walks away from the monitor he was at, and you see him go over to like another table that has like a program, and it has like different science equipments where you can see like they're perhaps doing something with like warp theory or something from a distance. And you watch Clark like wind up and then just fully smash, and like as his palm and his fingers are piercing through the monitor of this science station, you watch the aura double image like come off of him like in a snap of a finger, and then you see him like kind of stand there for a minute and like assess things, and then you watch him like unzip his uniform and like pull it off and then like tie it around his waist. What do you do in that time period?
Taana raises one eyebrow and says, "Curious."
And what you
I guess.
see while he's piercing, you see Jahan is like pulling on his like shoulder, like Clark's shoulder and arm. And then when that happens, you just see him like touch. He's like pulling on Clark, but Clark is not. Is nothing's happening to Clark. You just see him like taking his uniform top off, and Jahan is like actively like pulling on Clark.
He's been doing some weird stuff lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
he's been keeping secrets.
So what do you, Tana, want to do with seeing this happen?
So Taana would say, "What do you suggest we do?"
He turns to you. He says, "If we don't get Clark back to whatever this is," and he gestures at us, he's gonna die, and we need to get off of the Drake. And if he won't listen to reason, well, I don't know what we can do. He's being unreasonable.
Are you not curious to find out what happened?
I know what happened. I was there. I don't need to learn more about it.
If you knew what happened, why all the meetings with Starfleet to determine what in fact did happen?
I'm not
Were
talking
you lying then?
I'm not talking specifics, but obviously some sort of catastrophe happened is what I meant.
Are you not curious to learn the specifics?
If I had all of my tools and access, and I had the ability to fully have an extended period of time to learn what had happened, sure. But I can tell from what he was looking at on the engineering screen that it's a matter of minutes or hours until this happens. I don't have the access to change anything, any significant amount. And also, Ensign, from our Starfleet training, that we're not supposed to interfere with the past. Like, we're not supposed to change stuff. Like, this is against everything that we've ever learned.
That is accurate information.
So, Ta'ana, you can roll Command Presence difficulty 2.
No, not a single one.
Jahan's argument sounds very logical.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we'll cut to before we go back to Kylus and the gang and Arhat is as he gets down to the lower section of the engineering bay, Clark walks in and you can see through an open doorway into the engineering. You hear Jahan talking and he is like laughing and like jovial. He's making a lot of jokes and like being very silly.
This is what he didn't want me to see.
And so now we cut back to Arhat, Kylus' house, and the other officer. And you guys were saying time to get out of Captain Arhat's quarters. So you guys peel out of the quarters. Where would you like to go?
I guess probably to the bridge. You think so, Arhat?
Because we just came from the hallway that leads to the turbo lift, there was nobody down there. I think we should head back that way because there was nobody that way, and then we can duck into a room if it seems like the turbo lift is active.
Okay, that sounds good. So you guys, all three of you pile out, and the door to your quarters, to Captain Arhat's quarters, shut. You go down, and there's like another door that just has like another. It says acting first officer Kylus.
Oh.
Do you guys go in there?
I definitely would try to go in there, yeah.
Okay. You hear the other door you just came out of down the hall open, and out walks Ensign Lunak. You can see him because he wasn't visible, and he joins you guys down at the door.
Okay.
Oh, finally.
Right.
He says, when the door shut on my face and I was having difficulty exiting, I realized that Dr. House was telling me to touch something physically in this world.
All right. So I enter my quarters.
So you had come up to the door, and there's a code on the door. They're like, you have to bypass the door. Either you have to engineering, like bypass the door, or punch in codes.
And I'm just going to go with Grandma Klingon's birth date.
And you punch it in, and the door opens immediately. And to the other three of you, it smells worse than the other room, and there's more stuff everywhere. To you, Kylus, excellent.
Normal Klingon room.
Normal Klingon. You can just see it's just like a room that has like very minimal things inside of it from the hallway.
So I'm definitely entering, but
okay.
Yeah, so if he's entering, we can duck in just in case security goes by. I would be listening to hear if people run down the hall.
So all four of you enter, and then you basically close the quarters to Kylus, acting first officer Kylus's doors, just enough so that you can still hear sound in the corridor, but the door looks shut.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So in here, it's basically there's a basin that has a liquid in it that looks like perhaps a lubricant, and there's different blades laid out around this basin. And then there's just a loose fur blanket on the ground. There is no bed in the room. And then there's pads scattered around in stacks on the floor where it seems like perhaps if somebody was laying on the floor, they could reach and look at these pads. And different vials and bottles and small things of clearly alcoholic products in here. You, Kylus, looking at it, know that 95% of it is Klingon in nature.
Okay. So I go through and I scroll through all the blades, and I'm just kind of acknowledging them, noticing them.
They're all offensive weapons.
Offensive?
Not a single one of them is not defensive. All of them are offensive weapons.
Okay.
You're not offended by seeing them.
No.
Yeah.
Where some Klingon weapons are made to defend and maybe attack also, these are only to attack. Like a Dahar master, like a Klingon master swordsman might know how to use these blades to block blows, but you'd have to be some crazy swords master to do that.
So I sift through and I just pick one of them and just take it aside and put it in my belt loop or work, aside.
Fits
I go
perfectly.
straight to the bar area and grab myself like a beverage of sorts.
So you go over to the bar area and you grab it, and it is like full. It's not like low. You can tell it's like it's opened,
It's a new bottle.
but it's not. It's like maybe a shot glass worth is out of it.
All right. So I go to house and I say drink.
I'll try it.
So you find like to you, Kylas, it's just a glass on the floor, but you house know when he picks it up like this has not been cleaned. It is just it's a reused glass that's just clearly on the floor multiple times.
Nice.
Like there's multiple finger smudges on it and remnants of other liquids inside of it.
House doesn't mind. He uses like his jacket to like clean it.
So you wipe it off on your, and you hold it, you pour it, each of it, boop boop. Okay, you're just gonna down it, or are you gonna say something?
I would just give him a look, like a cheers look, and then down the hatch.
Cha-choo.
Yeah. And so you, Kylas, when you drink it, you can tell it's not like fresh from the home world, but it is aged to be of the same quality as if it was fresh from the fields on Kronos. So it is like potent, strong, very, very well. It is not the cheap stuff. This is like the stuff that like the emperor would be drinking. This is like the rich stuff. But you can tell it's not like fresh from the home world. It's just aged enough that it tastes just as good. For you, House, when you drink it, it's pretty much like drinking propane.
Nice.
Delicious.
Jesus.
How does it compare to the stuff I get from Gowrie?
Gowrie stuff that he gave you is like a mid whiskey.
So what is it? This stuff is just real bad then. It's like for the
This stuff, it's like super alcoholic. Like you are like almost, you're basically like drunk now.
Nice, love it.
Kylos is totally fine, but you're like, you have like a hard buzz from drinking it. Just like a shot glass
Just
amount
instant
of it.
headache.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll take like a nod.
That's
I'll take
smooth.
One more swig straight from the bottle. I'll cap it and I'll put it on the counter where I put it from. And then I'm going to start looking around a little bit more just to try to like make a sense of the room. If there's anything else that can be of help.
So you see basically on one of the pads that's like more closer to where you would assume your head would be, like and your hand can reach. You can see on it is like a very similar looking tactical map that you saw in Arhat's room that was on the big giant glass like board. And you can look at it and you can see that there's Starfleet ships and symbols for what you assume is our alien crafts. And basically you can tell that like, because you're at full, I'm not going to have you roll. You can tell that like the Federation is, if this is an indication of how battles are going, like the Federation is not winning.
So Arhat's with us, right? I probably
I see you two drink. I would check out the knives, see if there's anything that would catch my eye.
Oh, there's a lot of nice looking stuff in there. Oh yeah, there's lots of nice looking things.
So and I'm gonna take the map and I'm gonna walk over to Arhat. I'm gonna hand him the map with one hand. I'm gonna grab him a knife that I feel is particularly nice.
Yep.
Flip it, handle first, and hand it to him. And say that you're gonna like this one.
Thank you.
And I hand him the map and say you should probably check this out.
I look over the map and I'm going, in my opinion, this isn't looking good.
So the blade he hands you, he knows from his knowledge, and he explains to you that like it's a blade that like is a normal long, like a medium length blade that is, can be good for a lot of different things. But there's a thing at the bottom of it that you can like pull on the back of it and release, and it will launch like a boomerang.
Nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
So it's short range and long range.
Exactly.
And House, how are you feeling?
Doing good.
So what you see on one of your other pads is that it's like a personal log that you learned that Kylas specifically yourself is like notating that you hate the fact that the Federation and a little bit Arhat, but mostly the Federation has compromised or given into adapting Kavalan tech to the Drake and other Federation ships. It's like Kavalan tech that's become like anti-Kavalan tech. So basically, the Federation is using their technology against them, but making their ships like run on their stuff. And you're like in the notes, you're basically like, this is disgusting and I hate this. This is like dishonorable. We would never use like alien technology. Like, how dare we use, technology of our enemy to make ourselves better? We should just like make ourselves better on our own. Like all this like Klingon rhetoric that basically you don't like what's happening.
Right.
But it's like a personal log that you're just like writing. It's not nothing official. You're not putting it out for other people to read.
So I would probably just like disregard that piece of information because I don't want anybody even knowing that would be a thought that I would have. But I'm out of it for sure.
That explains the weird vines and nodules and stuff everywhere. Possibly.
You don't hear our hat. You don't hear anybody coming to the room.
Okay.
You don't hear like really anything going on in the hallway. Let's have you all, though, all four of you, I'll roll for the ensign. Let's have you all roll fitness con difficulty 2. And Newhouse will have 18, 19, or 20 will be your extended complication range.
I got 2.
Okay. 2 for our hat.
I got 1 complication and 1 success.
3 and 6.
Ooh.
Nice.
Easy.
So,
like I'm used to it.
Yeah. So all four of you feel the ship that you're on, the Drake that you're on, like hard shift. And you are hat and House immediately know that the Drake is like taking fire. And that's what's making the ship toss. Kylus and the ensign like topple over and like trip over stuff in the room and like just take like a knee. They don't like crash into stuff. They just like don't expect it as much as the rest of you. So now you know that the Drake is taking weapons fire.
So the first set of defense that we could use is by going straight to the bridge, right?
If you get any real information on what's actually happening outside, that would be the place to go.
Or even just to put up any type of defense shields or anything like that, or fire back. Any of the things all come from that place. So I would probably sprint towards that way. Yeah.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's a minimal crew considering no one came to check on the security alert in the captain's room.
Right.
Yep. Tell me.
So I was thinking, let's head to the turbo lift and see if we can make our way toward the bridge and assess what's going on there.
So you open up the door back to the corridor, you peek out, you can feel that the shift is like maneuvering, and you can just tell from being on the Drake yourself, like you know when the ship is doing battle strategies and when it's not. And there's nobody in the corridor, and you make your way back to where you first appeared to like the turbo lift. And as you turn, you come to the corridor that leads to the turbo lift. You see this.
Is that me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's me.
Or nor he's a zombie.
So you see Ambassador Zarin standing there. He is older in appearance. He has like white hair, white beard. His eyes are very like they slowly look at you. They're very slow, like he's sleepy, like he's not really fully like awake. And you see these tendrils are like holding up his body and holding up, like wrapped around his legs and like holding up his body, and they're going into the uniform, like inside of his body, like in interior, like they're going in.
Actually.
And the ambassador says, "Our hat," very raspily and like very.
Oh, I don't like it. That's scary.
But he says it with a question mark. Our hat.
I would take a step forward and say it's a very long story, but can you update us on what's going on right now?
He pauses and he looks like at the other ones in the corridor and he says, "War." And then he just very, very slowly and like grimacely gestures to his like abdomen, and he says, Pain. Zarin. Pain. That's what he says.
Hmm.
And he just kind of like stands there.
I would look to House and say, "Do you have anything for pain?"
Yeah.
I almost kind of want to just walk up and cut one of those things off of him
Ooh.
just to see what happens. I am a Klingon.
Okay, so you gesture to the house to do something about pain. What does house do?
Well, let me get closer to him.
Okay, and what you, Kylus, are approaching with a blade out?
Yeah.
Okay. The ensign just stays with you, Arhat. He doesn't advance with the other two. And you, House, as you get closer, roll medicine, insight, difficulty 2, because it's a little strange. And then Kylus and Arhat, you both can roll security insight. It'll be difficulty 2 for Kylus and difficulty 1 for Arhat.
Can I say a line for this version of me?
You sure can.
Kill me.
Yeah.
Well, I had 2 successes, so that might happen.
Yeah, I'm planning on it. Trust me.
I got 2 successes if you can count field medic. I have a focus of field medic.
No, I can't. It doesn't. No, it doesn't have anything to
No.
do with field medicine.
So I got one success.
Okay, so you meet it. So what did you get, House?
2 successes.
So as you're looking at him, House, you hear Zarin stay under his breath, like he says, "Kill me." And as you're looking at him, you can tell limitedly, because again, in your time period, Trill stuff is not like super well versed. You're sort of starting to learn. But the angry red carrot seems to be that's inside of his body is basically in control of him more than he normally is. You can see that it coming out of his uniform is all of these tendrils, and that like this thing inside of his abdomen is clearly what's controlling the body. And his up here, his face, they're 2 different people at this point. They're no longer like in the same realm of coexistence.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
And what you, Kylus and Arhat, what you both see on the floor near your feet are tendrils coming from him, and they're starting to come towards your like ankles.
Oh no.
Yeah. I want to try to get a high dose of like hyper spray in his neck.
Okay.
So I grab the bottle of alcohol and I start pouring it on the tentacles or whatever they are coming out from the ground. I start pouring it on them to see if that deters them from coming towards us.
So as House is like reaching into his coat and like putting vials into his hypo spray, you pull out and pour like alcohol on like the things that you see, and you watch like at first the tentacles like retract semi quickly, like they pull back kind of quickly, and then they just keep pushing towards you again.
Mm-hmm.
And you, House, if you want to lean into hypo spray, you can do medicine control difficulty 2.
What is that? A delta.
Ooh.
12.
So is that 3 successes?
3 altogether.
Ooh, baby. So as like his hand comes up to like, you watch like Zarin's like shoulder raise to like sort of like he's gesturing to not like let you do that. You navigate over his arm and you hyper spray him, and you watch like Relin essentially. You watch him just like completely like fall asleep, like he just slumps like this, and the tendrils are just holding him there, and he's just like and you're watching the tendrils like go farther out to the walls, like it's fully supporting his weight now, and Relin is completely unconscious.
And the ones from the floor are still coming towards us?
They are, but it's very slow now. It's not as quick as they were moving.
I'm going to use quick to action to try and use the basically short sword that I'm holding to try cutting the vine coming toward me.
So roll security control difficulty 1.
Can we both do that?
Sure can.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would do the same thing.
I got 2 successes if we count close combat.
Totally close combat. Yep. So you both cut at this like tendril root material, and you watch like all of this like dark emerald like liquid come out of it, and then you watch at incredible speed all of the tendrils retract back to Rellen's body, and then it starts to just pull away and go down like a different corridor. It's fully moving his body like all the way down the corridor.
That's disgusting.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Everything about this is telling me I need a flamethrower immediately.
Yeah.
And you watch in front of you, House, like as you're kind of like assessing Rellin, you just watch him just like he just kind of like a marionette is just like slumping around in the tendrils as he's getting pulled.
I just want to be on the same page. I gave him enough painkiller to kill him, just so you know.
You gave him enough painkiller to kill him.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so
no, I thought you were okay. If it changes the narrative, don't worry about it. But that's
no. So what you see is it retract and pull, and then it goes down a little bit down the corridor, and then it stops, and then you watch Rellin unconsciously like retch up a whole bunch of like just fluid comes out of his nose and his mouth, and then it keeps moving him down the hallway.
Good God.
He threw up the medicine. I see.
I'm disgusting.
How fast?
I'm disgusting.
How fast is he moving? How fast are they moving?
Like a spider after you've tried to like smash it on the wall.
Oh yeah,
it's like.
Wow.
So I'm gonna just charge right after him because I'm gonna attack whatever that is.
So you charge after it, and you watch these tendrils like pull off a whole bunch of like panels on the wall, and it just like contorts Rellen's body into like a twist, like a hot dog, horizontal, and it just slides into the shaft, and then you watch the tendrils like pull the
just like crumples his body like in half.
Generally, you don't hear him crunching any of his body. You just see him. Right, you just see him like fold weird, and then he gets pulled in, and then you watch the panels get pulled back onto the thing. And so what we'll end, and we'll jump to the other team. We'll jump to Andrew's team in the last little bit here. So what you guys, you see this like just terrible monstrosity thing happen, and you, Kylus, are trying to like chase after it, but like it is just. It's so fast that it's like unsettling how fast it is. And
the
so
bones popping, not good.
The turbo lift door opens behind you. Does everybody turn to look at the turbo lift, or does everybody keep their eyes on?
No. Yeah, turn.
Okay. Yeah, I look at it.
So everybody turns, right? Mike, you look, yeah?
Yeah, I would look to see.
Okay. You look, and it is Kylus, who has like pretty much his entire abdomen is full of blades. He has multiple like grenades and like charges on his body. His armor is warped in places. He has an incredibly long beard that goes almost to like where his navel, like down to his middle of his abdomen. That's like heavily braided, but also kind of like that weird. Like it hasn't even slightly had like any water on it, like at all. Like there's been no bathing. His hair is very long, but it's in like a braided ponytail. You can see it go behind his head. He's scarred when you know, like if you look at him right now, he's scarred. He's more scarred. His facial hair is braided and very long around his mouth. He is holding a blade in one hand, a batleth, and he has some sort of hand weapon in his other, and literally all the way down to his toes, he has like either a blade or a charge. He has some sort of weapon like on him, and he opens it and he sees, and he pauses and says, "What?" And he just looks at like everybody in the corridor.
I say, "Do you want a drink?"
And he says, before we cut, he says, "That's the good stuff." So now we cut back to Sova. He's got the thing in his hand. He's got the hatch panel in his hand. And these security officers are just snot and they're running full steam at you.
So, of course, Silva has two choices.
Mm-hmm.
And he could either dive into the Jeffries tube.
Right.
Or he could try to go through them to get to the medbay. And in his state of mind, he has a flashback to remember the Klingon station? How he so gracefully came out of the vent and disabled the Klingon.
I do remember, yes.
And so he's like, oh, 2 humans, I totally got this. That Vulcan superiority. So he's going to go through these 2 humans using the panel that he's holding as a shield.
Okay.
Does this count as hand to hand or?
Yeah, we'll count as hand to hand.
All right, so I got to focus. Oh, so before we do this, so he's going for a deadly injury.
Okay, deadly injury.
So he's trying to full on smash their heads in.
Okay.
It's going to be a melee attack. Daring security, difficulty 1. If the target is aware of the attack and is able to defend itself, this becomes an opposed attack, resisted by their own daring and security.
So you go ahead, Andrew, and just roll away. You roll away for your daring.
So I'm going to use my determination point. I'm going to change one of the dice to a 1, and I'm going to roll the second dice, which I did not succeed. No, I did not succeed. So I got 2 successes.
So 1 momentum back if you needed it.
Well, it depends. Are you counterattacking?
No, I am not counterattacking.
Okay. So we're full up on momentum. So can I use, because it would cost 2 momentum to do a second attack, right?
Yes, to keep the attack on your side.
So I'm going to use that momentum and 1 from our bank to do a second attack.
Okay, so you attack, you hit one of the security officers with this door.
Yes.
And they just, because you're doing a deadly injury, you just like immediately, without getting too graphic, you just basically kill them like in one hit.
Okay. So I'm going to use an additional momentum because I'm going to do did the reading.
Okay.
So that way I can use my science for the second person. I'm using a deadly attack again. And
wow,
I got 2 successes.
So if you need a momentum, you can have that momentum back.
Yep. So I'll put that back. So we're back up to 5.
Yeah, so basically, in cool Captain America style, Sova just like takes the door and does an attack to the one officer's throat and then follows through the other direction, and the hatch enters the person's head. We'll put it that way.
And so I would like to head for the sick bay.
So roll me a d6, Andrew.
No effect?
No effect?
Nope.
So you calmly just set the hatch on the ground and slowly walk to medbay.
Okay.
Not bothered whatsoever.
So what do you, Knightley and Zarin, do? Because you literally just watch Sova pull this hatch off of the wall. The shimmering double image effect of him went away. These officers came running at him, and he in a 1-2 move killed them both. And he's just now calmly walking back where you just came from.
I'd say I'm so glad he's in therapy.
Was that really necessary?
And Sova just keeps walking, and Sova, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to go in with him. I don't want him alone in there,
I guess. Yep. We'll follow.
I'm gonna attempt to open the door again.
So what are you going to do, Captain?
I'm going to tell Zarin and the other Sokolov, we're going in.
You're following Sova, or you're going to do something?
We're following Sova.
So you follow Sova. Sova, you round right back to the med bay where you were. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
So I would like to push the button to open the door.
And so you press it. Nothing happens.
So I would like to force it open then.
So you go over to the door and you roll fitness, engineering difficulty 1.
Engineering 1.
And then you can roll a d6 with it.
What is on the same? Okay.
Yep.
I did not succeed, and I got a 20. So
you go to put your hands back in, but now the door is even more shut, more tighter than it was when you originally came. And the complication is that you're tired of this, and you're going to try to break the plexiglass area. I forget what that snake thing is called, but that thing is there. You feel if you just hammer this a handful of times, you can probably break that open.
So I will attempt that.
Okay.
Is it
that's a physical thing, so it'll be daring security. Difficulty 1.
Can I use hand to hand?
Yep.
I got 3 successes.
So you give this thing a good wallop and it shatters, but it doesn't break. It doesn't it cracks and stays stable.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go over, call for House, because I think I understand that House is in there.
So you go over to the medbay door and you yell out House, and nothing happens.
No.
So I would like to call up to House. I just yell, House, let me in, or I'm breaking the window more.
And House hears Sova in the hallway screaming, let me in or I'm going to keep breaking the window.
Go away, Sova. You're dead.
I am clearly not dead. I am currently yelling at you. All right, so I'm going to punch the window again.
Okay.
2 successes. We're full up, so I would like to just really,
Okay.
the
So,
whole.
well, I'll help with all of that massive success. You, Knightley, and Zarin put together that it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be something very specific. You're just noticing that after multiple attempts of trying to physically touch the world that you're in, it seems like that's what helps you like bridge the gap that Sova's now in.
I see. So I'll look around. Do I see anything that's loose?
Yeah, there's just like parts on the floor and like parts of the ship and stuff around the floor.
Okay, so I start picking up stuff. Well,
So-
trying to pick up.
Yeah, so roll con fitness difficulty 1.
Does pounding on the wall not count?
Were you pounding on the wall?
I've pictured that.
I
didn't
thought
say
you were
it in
just
the
yelling.
dice.
I thought you were just yelling.
That's what I was like imagining in my
I
head.
got one.
Yeah.
I got 1 success.
So you, Zarin, as you grab the thing on the floor, immediately you have like a flood of like nausea, and it smells terrible. It's really bad. And the air is like very stale, and it's a very like chilly, uncomfortable temperature out in the hallway. And you can now literally hear like Sova like heavy breathing, and he is like, you can see, like you can hear like the glass like cracking as he's winding up to do his second hit.
Hmm.
You are Knightley are doing the same thing. You're trying to do the same.
Yeah.
So roll con fitness difficulty 1. What did you get, Andrew?
So I got 2 successes. I got 2 sixes.
So as you hit with the second thing, your fist goes through the glass. Take 1 stress because you are hurting your hand by doing that,
Okay.
and your hand goes through the glass.
And then I would yell out to House again. I told you, I'm breaking the window unless you open the door.
House shoots at the door.
How dare you, sir?
We'll have to
Knightley-
roll for that, Will.
Yeah, you can roll security control difficulty 2 because you're aiming for like a very small, or like the size of his fist. Yeah. Okay, Adri, what did you get?
I got 2
Roll the
successes.
delta.
One delta. Okay, what is the setting?
It's not on stun. I'll tell you that.
So, Andrew, you can either take it and collapse to the ground or take 2 stress. You, Knightley, as your fist hits the door, as your like the side of your hand hits the door, you have like a giant wave of nausea, and you hear your hand like thuddingly hit the door, and you get like this horrible reek of just, you know it from many things, that like it is dead bodies, it is a lot of bad things. You can smell everything that's cold out here in this hallway, and you hear behind you Zarin like coughing and like basically not enjoying what he's not enjoying what he smells either.
So I would
as you're doing that, you go thud. You see this phaser weapon like shoot and hit like Sova's hand.
Okay.
So I took 2 stress.
Okay. So
Okay.
it burns your hand, Sova. It burns your hand. It does not feel good.
Okay.
So okay, I would now yell to House now that I realize I made it, and I would say, House, it's Knightley. What's going on? Let us in.
Nightly? That's impossible.
I think I'm in a time warp. I think I'm from a different timeline. We've been trying to get in, and we couldn't. We could see everything that was happening, but we couldn't reach your dimension until now. What's the,
I haven't heard this one before.
What's the star date?
Today is July 2174.
So I would say to him, I just came from December 2174. So you're in my past, but this didn't happen in my past.
How did you solve this?
This didn't happen. This is not real.
This didn't happen.
This did not happen.
You didn't find the Doran?
So he says the word, you didn't find the Doran, and you, Knightley and Sova, know that when you guys were off ship and doing your stuff with Gowry, that the Drake, under Arhat's command, had been sent to the Doran, a science vessel, to investigate, and they had come across a virus, but none of this obviously took place.
Yep.
Okay, so I would tell him that. I would say when I was off the ship for a while, you guys went to a place with that name, but nothing came of it.
But there was no disease.
I do think I remember reading about a virus, but nothing. It seems like you just took care of it.
It was contained to the Doran.
We
Okay.
contained it
Yeah.
to the. So Tharhat and Clark must not have opened the cafeteria in your timeline.
Well, here, Andrew, you can fill in the gaps of like what happened because
Right, because Sova's right here. Yeah.
right. You correct Andrew where needed.
So, if I recall from the logs, the Dorian was found, the cafeteria was opened, and those who were sick were released, but we were able to contain, or the crew was able to contain the infected to the ship. They were able to then find the cure on the planet that it came from, and then cured everyone on the ship.
That's what I'm missing. I'm missing the planet. So it got really bad here.
I can see that.
The Drake got overran. We weren't able to detain it on the Doran. So you guys came back from your Klingon mission at the same time the Drake was being overran. And that's pretty much where we're at this point.
Right. That like just freshly happened.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the Klingons killed all these people?
No, the Klingons were overran by the infected, and then Klingons also became infected.
Okay.
So Gowry's people.
Does Silva remember
Oh.
the cure from the logs?
If you want to spend 2 momentum, I can have you that opportunity to remember that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So he remembers back from reading the log that, and he tells House, if I remember correctly, it was a specific type of radiation that you used to cure the infected.
I got the radiation part.
Okay. So you used
I didn't, but obviously I wasn't able to explore the planet.
Yes.
So we need 36 hours for the ship to charge the solar panels so that I can conduct 75% of the gamma treatment. And it's taking me about 3 days to treat one person. So I literally have just been sealed in medbay with the captain. That's the only reason I'm talking to you is because Knightley's in here with me. And I also believe your time warp situation says, I wish I could go back and kill that stupid kid a lot sooner. None of this would have happened.
I was saying he was not infected, by the way.
He was in my timeline.
Oh, that would be an interesting twist.
That's
if he was infected.
So how's I mean, what he's saying is true. He's saying that that engineer Mott was a source of the problem.
Oh, he was infected when they found him?
Yeah, he came on board infected. That's where it started.
Where I'll put it, this is where we'll end tonight. As you guys are like bargaining and trying to reason with House, you can hear multiple footsteps like running towards you.
I can scan them because I know that when you scan people, if they're infected, they freak out.
That's right. So roll medicine control. You can just do it broadly, like difficulty 1.
Oh yeah, a 15 and a 4. I got 2 successes.
One back.
Yep. So you see a Vulcan, a human Klingon half. You see a human male, and you see another alien person that you don't know.
I have no idea. Yeah.
You have no idea what this is. And there's some weird angry carrot inside of him.
Well, it's all new from what I've seen, so I'm good.
So
I let them in, and then I seal the door.
And so you go over to the wall, you pull like the mechanical, like manual override to like open the door back up, and the door. Everybody out in the thing, the door slowly, like it's like, like as you can tell, he's like manually opening it. He doesn't open it too much. He only opens it like enough for
I would
like
push everybody
sideways.
Yeah.
I would have everybody else go through.
And then I say,
first.
I tell Sova to like guard the door since he put a hole in it.
And so we end tonight's mission with you walk, like the 3 of you walk in with House assisting you, and like he's just like he's letting you walk in, and you're seeing that the med bay is like in various states of use and various states of like disorder.
Disrepair.
Yeah. And nothing is like, honestly, it's out of everything that you've seen, it's like, it's gross, it has stuff in it, but it's honestly the most clean and kind of well kept area of the ship that you've seen so far. It almost seems like a lot of combat or issues hasn't happened in the med bay. And you see over across the thing at the other medical bed, you see Captain Knightley just in the bed with like a sheet up to her, like her neck, and she's just laying there with her eyes closed. And what you see, Sova, as you're standing and looking at the door, and you hear, like, you can hear feet and like thrashing coming thing. You watch, and through the glass hole that you've created with your own fist, you see a blue hand come through that has a gold band on the uniform, and you see it like gripping and trying to like find anything to grab onto.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch the hand come back out, and it gets cut by the thing, and then you look through it, and it's Commander Arhat. This has been part 2. Stay tuned for part 3, where we will continue our adventures on the multiple Drakes, and we'll see what the crews get into next time they get deeper into Sic Parvis Magna. Until then, folks, until then.
Tomorrow starts with us today. The Drake strong and true, side by side we'll break on through. Bold and brave we light the way. Tomorrow starts with us today. Light the way. Tomorrow starts with us today.